Hello everyone, it's us, the team at TV Days Drama Digest, back once again with an in-depth look at today's explosive episode of Days of Our Lives from March 28th. If you missed today's episode, don't worry, grab a seat and follow along with our detailed recap as we break down every shocking twist, secret conversation, and dramatic confrontation that unfolded in Salem. Today's episode was packed with intrigue, heartbreak, and revelations that could change the course of relationships for many beloved characters. Let's dive right in. The secret of the fake letter. Tensions rise between Sarah and Stephanie. In one of today's most jaw-dropping scenes, Sarah sought out Stephanie in a bid to unburden herself of a secret that could tear apart lives. Sarah revealed that Xander had overheard a conversation between Stephanie and Philip, one that led him to believe they were sleeping together. The mere suggestion of infidelity in Salem can ignite a firestorm, and this revelation is no exception. Sarah's motive for sharing this rumor was not merely to stir up gossip. It was clear that she was desperate to keep a dangerous secret under wraps. She pleaded with Stephanie to join her in protecting the secret of a forged letter. This letter, as many of you know, has been a pivotal piece of evidence in the ongoing scandal involving Philip's underhanded tactics to steal half of Titan. Sarah argued that if Xander were to discover that she knew about the letter, it would shatter his trust forever and destabilize alliances that have long been the backbone of Salem's community. Stephanie, however, was taken aback. In a moment of raw honesty, she expressed shock that Sarah would even consider sabotaging her relationship with Alex to protect the secret. "Tell Xander the truth," Stephanie insisted, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and hurt. She believed that the truth, even if painful, was far better than the toxic web of lies that had already caused so much damage. Yet, as the conversation deepened, it became clear that Sarah was willing to risk everything for the sake of keeping the forged letter a secret. Her urgent pleas were driven by a fear of losing Xander's trust, and she warned that if Xander ever learned the truth, her world would come crashing down. The stakes were astronomical. Trust, love, and personal honor were all on the line. With Sarah's secret now hanging in the balance, every word exchanged between her and Stephanie was charged with emotion, and the tension was nearly palpable. Alex's confrontation and the unraveling of lies. No sooner had the conversation between Sarah and Stephanie ended than the fallout began. Xander wasted no time in sharing his suspicions with Alex, claiming that Stephanie was sleeping with Philip. The rumor hit Alex like a tidal wave. In a moment of seething anger and desperation for clarity, Alex returned home and cornered Stephanie, demanding the truth. "Is it true? Did you sleep with Philip?" he shouted, his voice cracking with betrayal and hurt. Caught in a vortex of conflicting loyalties and mounting pressure, Stephanie was forced to confront her own role in the chaos. Rather than perpetuating the lies, she decided that it was time to reveal the real story. With tears in her eyes and a heavy heart, Stephanie confessed that while she and Philip had indeed been keeping secrets, the truth was far more complex than a mere affair. She admitted that the forged letter, which had been used by Philip to further his own ambitions at Titan, was the true scandal at hand. Stephanie's confession was a desperate bid to clear her name, to prove that she had not betrayed Alex by being with Philip, and to finally put an end to the rampant gossip that had been tearing them apart. Alex's reaction was a mix of fury and reluctant relief. He was understandably upset that Stephanie had hidden such a terrible secret from him, yet a part of him was also glad that the rumors of infidelity were, at least in part, unfounded. However, even with the truth finally coming out, Alex now faced a new dilemma. Should he expose the full story, including the forged letter and its implications for Philip's ambitions? Or should he protect Stephanie from the fallout of this revelation? This internal struggle left him torn between his desire for honesty and the instinct to shield the one he loved from further pain. The fallout continues. Doug, Holly, and the necklace scandal. While the drama between Sarah, Stephanie, and Alex reached its boiling point, another subplot was unfolding at the Horton mansion that would further intensify the day's chaos. Earlier, Doug had been caught in a web of betrayal when he was confronted by Julie about the stolen necklace, a piece that held deep emotional significance for her. After much reluctance, Doug admitted his guilt. He confessed that he had indeed stolen the necklace during a moment of desperation, and his words were filled with remorse. "I was desperate and stupid," Doug lamented, his voice heavy with regret. "I know what I did was unforgivable, and I'm so sorry." Julie, feeling utterly betrayed by someone she once saw as a miracle in her darkest hour, reacted with raw, unfiltered anger. She shouted at Doug, demanding that he leave the house immediately. In the midst of this painful confrontation, Doug was forced to pack his bags and leave. His departure a bitter farewell to a relationship that had once been a source of hope and light in his life. With nowhere else to go, Doug found himself sleeping on a cold park bench, a symbol of his fallen status in Salem. Fortunately, Paulina, ever the compassionate observer, found him and urged him to seek shelter elsewhere. Yet, the damage had already been done. Doug's confession and subsequent expulsion from the Horton mansion left a gaping hole in the fabric of trust that once bound the community together. Realizing that he needed help, Doug eventually reached out to Holly over the phone. In a moment of vulnerability, he explained that he never had the chance to confess to Julie properly because she already knew the truth about the necklace. Holly, despite her own complicated feelings, offered him a place to shower and rest, a small act of kindness in the midst of the storm. However, this gesture did little to heal the deep emotional scars left by the betrayal. Adding to the drama, Holly's confrontation with Tate soon followed. It emerged that Tate was the one who had spilled the secret about Doug's theft to Julie. When Holly discovered this, she wasn't willing to let it slide. "My selfish boyfriend betrayed you," she exclaimed, her voice a mixture of anger and heartbreak as she held Tate accountable for his actions. Even as Tate attempted to explain his motives, Holly knew deep down that his betrayal was something that might never be forgiven. The mystery deepens, tracking John's mission and the conspiracy unfolding. While personal dramas played out in one corner of Salem, another mystery was brewing that could have implications for the entire community. Steve, always the determined investigator, had turned to Andrew in search of more information about John's final mission, a mission that had ended in failure and left many questions unanswered. Andrew, however, wasn't completely honest with Paul when he discussed John's last assignment. It soon became apparent that Andrew knew far more than he was letting on, and after much prodding, he eventually confessed to Steve, providing a new and disturbing clue about John's dire situation. This revelation added an extra layer of tension to the already volatile atmosphere in Salem. As Marlena spent time with Paul, reminiscing about John's memories with Steve, Andrew updated her with fresh, alarming information about John's last mission. The gravity of the situation weighed heavily on Marlena, who was already grappling with the emotional fallout of losing someone so dear. With every new piece of evidence, the sense of impending doom grew, leaving Sarah and many others in a state of panic. The intrigue of hidden agendas, Kate, Roman, and a plot against EJ. No day in Salem is ever without its share of conspiracy and hidden agendas. Back in town, Kate was seen furtively hiding something from Roman, a secret that could be part of a larger plot against EJ. In recent episodes, EJ had made intense threats after learning that Kate had revealed his disturbing story of conception to Johnny. This revelation had set off a chain reaction, leaving EJ vowing revenge and igniting tensions within the family. Now, with Kate under increasing pressure, she appears to be preparing to take matters into her own hands. Could Kate's secret be related to her own scheme for taking down EJ, or is it something even more sinister? Rumor has it that the situation is developing into a classic setup for a dramatic showdown, with EJ's wrath looming large and his list of enemies ever-growing. Every hidden conversation and clandestine action becomes a potential flashpoint for violence. The stage is set for a confrontation that might finally tip the balance of power in Salem, and it all hinges on the secret that Kate is keeping from Roman. As the tension builds, Viewers are left to wonder, will Kate strike first, or will EJ's threats force her into a desperate, retaliatory move? In conclusion, the future of Salem hangs in the balance. Today's episode of Days of Our Lives was a whirlwind of betrayal, heartbreak, and escalating drama. From the painful revelations surrounding the stolen necklace and the fake letter to the bitter confrontations between Doug, Julie, Alex, and even Holly and Tate, every moment was charged with emotion and high stakes. Meanwhile, the unfolding mysteries, ranging from John's failed mission to Kate's secret plots against EJ, promise to further complicate the intricate tapestry of life in Salem. At the heart of all this drama is the ever-present theme of secrets and their consequences. Every hidden truth, every lie, carries a price. And today's events have proven that no one in Salem can escape the fallout of their actions. Doug's desperate confession, Julie's heart-wrenching decision to kick him out, and the growing distrust among the characters all point to a future where redemption and reconciliation are far from guaranteed. As we look ahead, many questions remain unanswered. Will Doug ever regain the trust of those he has betrayed, or is his fate sealed as he drifts further away from the ones he loves? Can Alex and Stephanie rebuild their shattered relationship after the explosive revelations, or will the scars of deception prove too deep to heal? And what will be the ultimate outcome of the power struggle within the DiMera family, especially with the hidden agendas of characters like Kate coming to the fore? We invite you, our dedicated viewers, to share your thoughts, predictions, and emotional reactions in the comments below. How do you think these dramatic events will reshape the future of Days of Our Lives? Do you believe that Salem will ever be the same again after today's turbulent revelations? Your insights and passionate discussions are what make our community so vibrant and engaged with every twist and turn of this beloved saga. Thank you for joining us here at TV Days Drama Digest as we navigated the complexities of March 28th's episode. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.